Hi, Rebecca from Sports Express here with another segment of Your Sports. I'm really excited to be here today with Joanne from the Breast Buddies. Thank you for joining me, Joanne.
I'm glad to be here.
So can you tell me a little bit about the Breast Buddies? How long have they been in organization?
We started as an actual team in 2001. Don Verhage, who was with the Chatham Dragon Boat team, the Raging Dragons, he had heard about these breast cancer survivor teams, and he approached the local breast cancer support group, which I think was in Wallaceburg at that time, and to see if they might be interested, which they were, but they didn't have enough people in their group that was able or willing to form a team. So at that time, I was running a breast cancer survivor support group in Sarnia through the Canadian Cancer Society, and they approached us to see, we had a much bigger group, and they approached us to see if we would be willing to join with them and make a team. It just came at an opportune moment. They had a boat down here and a coach. Don was going to be our coach, and so we did join with them, and that's how we started. So 2001 we started.
So you've been a part of the Breast Buddies for a long time now.
Yes, I was one of the original ones on the team.
So tell me, how often do you get together? How often do you practice? And what does that look like?
Well, we usually get into the water depending on the weather. We have been in as early as in April, end of April, but usually it's May by the time we get into the water. And we practice twice a week. That's in the evenings, Monday and Thursday evenings. And then we practice in Wallaceburg. So we're there, as I say, twice a week.
You have a special name for your boat, correct?
Yes, our boat is called Carol's Dream, and that came about when we didn't have an actual dragon boat to start with. We had this, what we called the tin tub. It was a big thing. So once we got into a streamlined dragon boat, it was heaven. Eh? But so we did a lot of fundraising to buy our boat. And a big part of those funds came from one of our members who passed away from her breast cancer. And one of her wishes was that people, instead of flowers or whatever, if they wanted to donate to the Breast Buddies for our boat fund. So, as I say, that was a big part of our fundraising, and so and her name was Carol, so we called it Carol's Dream.
How do they get in touch? Are you open to members? How do they join the Breast Buddies?
Yes, we are open to anybody who has had a breast cancer diagnosis, and you don't need to be athletic. If you have the desire to be on our team, we're welcome to have you on. You just sort of have to get in touch with us. And we have people on our team, as I say, I think we had someone as young as in their 20s, and we have up into their 80s. So we have women from all age groups, all physical abilities and whatever. So, you know, you don't have to be afraid that, oh, I can't do that, I'm not athletic, whatever, that if you have that desire, we're glad to have you on our team.
So you have a website, correct?
We do have a website. It's thebreastbuddies.com. So, and there is a area on the website where they can put their contact information down, and somebody will get a hold of them.
Thank you so much for your time, Joanne. I really appreciated talking with you. We'll now go to a conversation with Willie, also of the Breast Buddies, who will tell us about her journey and how their support group has been an amazing part of her life. Thank you, Joanne. I've really enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you for having us.
I was diagnosed back in 2004. Actually the end of 2003, right before Christmas, right about this time, which was explosion of uncertainty at the time, which just comes out of your body like pouring tears. But after allowing that to settle, then it wasn't like poor me. For me, it was, what can I do better? What can I do better with myself, with how I treat other people, with how I'm going to live my life? And that was my positive outlook right from the very beginning.
What was it about the Breast Buddies that kept you going back?
It was the camaraderie of the team, the energy of the team, and we were there supporting each other. And in quiet times, we would be able to communicate and talk about our afflictions, but just as a conversation. And if we fell into pouring tears, that was okay. It wasn't, I feel sorry for you. No, we actually had open ears and accepted the other person for what they went through and how they felt.
For someone who has just gotten the diagnosis, what advice do you have for them?
It is just a diagnosis, and I think more so than anything, the uncertainty of that diagnosis and what's going to happen to them is the biggest fear for everybody. And I let them know, I'll do the diagnosis, go through it, and then that's the point where you can start fighting and moving ahead in your life. It's just a diagnosis. It doesn't mean that what's happened to somebody else is going to happen to you. And I always thought, the word cancer to me, it always ends in death, which is totally not the case. And for me to constantly do better in my life and to move ahead in life is very, very important for me. Again, it doesn't define who you are.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Willie. It's been amazing to hear your story. And to all those out there, the Breast Buddies are proof that there is life after a diagnosis of cancer. Check out their website, breastbuddies.com, for contact info and for photos. This is Rebecca Reimer from Sports Express with another segment of Your Sports. To have your team featured next, contact us today.